another episode of the Blackout Tips Podcast. I am your host, Rod, joined as always with my co-host,
Karen.
And we are live with our very special guest. It is the annual tradition that continues on the Blackout Tips. It is Father's Day, and I have none other than my father in here as our special guest. What's going on, Dad?
Everything's good, as you can see from the screen.
Yeah, I noticed you like the way that dude stuff, that trash in the house. Now, I almost shouldn't give you this since you offended my sensibilities, but it is Father's Day. We did get you something.
Oh,
We did.
No, didn't get me nothing.
No, can you pass this over to
Not
him?
another Duke.
No, nothing. I don't buy nothing with Duke on it if I can help it.
Hurt your hand. Thank you so much. I ain't gonna. Do I need to look in here?
Yeah,
now?
go ahead, open it up. We won't know if you like it or not.
Oh, you know what I'm gonna always like. This guy's grizzly.
Yeah,
Man.
so we got you a knife a while ago.
Yeah,
I think you pushed it
liked
inwards.
it.
Yeah.
And this one is another one from the same people, Men with the Pot.
Yeah.
It's a real outdoorsy brand. They do a lot of
Oh man, yeah.
so you got you another knife. Now it's like a more of a fillet knife almost.
Yeah, you can slide right through some bone on this one.
Yeah, so
I might become a serial killer with all this shit, you know.
don't go kill no white woman, OJ.
All right. Who that you on the couch with? Hey, this is beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Got little things you snap into your belt, you know.
I like that.
You like them belts be out
That's
there
right.
in the wilderness and shit.
I went fishing the other night. And I was with this guy. Now he's from Kentucky, and I've seen him down there fishing before. He always has the same clothes on, and he obviously has not taken any kind of a bath with all that water out there.
No.
And I mean, you can stand like 20 feet from him, and that odor wafts through the sky.
Oh, you gonna scare the fish with the smell?
And he had a knife in a sheath. It was a kind of a white cheap knife, but it's sharp and everything.
Yeah.
And he kept putting the knife in and out of the sheath and looking at me. And I said,
What?
He's honest to God, I said, he's from Kentucky. He probably killed somebody up there. He's hiding out in North Carolina. You know? So,
And dump them bodies in the water.
Yeah,
I watched a documentary once about this dude that everybody knew. You know what trail people are?
absolutely, man.
Okay, so
That kind of people.
them trail people, they just like be on the trail. They meet people live out there. They just walk the trails of the Appalachians and different stuff.
Exactly, yeah.
And people have names, but it's like trail names. They don't know each other's real names all the time.
Right.
And if you sit down and get to know somebody, sometimes they'll tell you a little something about their life. But it was a dude out there that died in a tent. And so then all the trail people, since they were friends, tried to track down like his family and stuff to let them know what happened and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And he turned out he was like a bad dude. He was like abusive and like running from the law and all this shit. And I was like, man, you don't know who be out there on them trails.
So true, bro. So
gotta
true,
be careful.
Man. Yeah.
But I know you know those the homies out there you be fishing with and whatnot.
I got some real ones out there, man.
In the fishing group.
Lake
are
Wiley.
Are they taking these charges against Trump hard?
Hey man, listen, man. Hey, you should have heard.
They crying over the fish.
You should have heard him hit me up with about Caitlyn.
What?
Like I had something to do with it. I said, "Did you watch the NBA? I mean, the WNBA. Have you watched it in the past?" I just started watching it this year. I just started watching the way they doing that girl, man. It's so bad. I said, man, it's tough out there, man. You can't just walk out there and just, it's real out there.
That's crazy, man. This Caitlyn thing is a race war because
it really is.
It's people that don't care about basketball in no other way.
Never heard of it. Man.
As soon as this white lady started getting fouled, they showed up fast.
Man, they did, man.
Damn.
And I know this one dude I was telling you about, man. I don't even know if he's got a TV. He's getting his information off
the internet,
social media, man. Yeah, man. It's a racial thing, man. They just hate her because she's white. I was like,
oh, it's a Russian side.
Yeah, really. Watch the game, man, because they beating up everybody out there. It's no joke. You earn that 80,000 or whatever it is. You earn that money.
That's why they be retiring at 25 and going to do TV. It's not worth it.
No, it's not.
Yes, it's not.
But yeah, I didn't know the fishing dudes was into the race war with Caitlyn.
Yeah, they talk about it, man.
Because all their friends and family talking about it. That's why.
And one guy hit me up day before yesterday. I was fishing. I don't even know him. He's down there at the land that we got down there in Fort Mill. And he was across the pond. And he came out. He was out cutting his grass. And I'm floating in a little boat. and he came out and started hitting me up with, I don't know what your politics are, but if Biden gets in, I'm leaving the country. Yeah, I said, okay.
Well, we know what yours are.
I know, right? I need to get over back to the other side of the lake.
You know why they be saying that? Because, like, I know why we say it.
Yeah.
Right.
But, like, when a Democrat in charge, what happens to nothing happens to nobody. It's not like
nothing happens to you.
Right.
It's like, oh man, they gonna round up all the Republicans and put them in. Like, nothing's gonna happen.
Not.
It's propaganda. They sitting and watching certain news channels that I won't mention,
Right.
They're watching that stuff. And when this guy's probably 70 something years old, and he told me he spends a lot of time, he said, I don't even go outside. It's getting so crowded down here. And he lives in Fort Mill.
Mm-hmm.
And he just, he's captivated by what he sees on television and indoctrinated. And it's like, he said, I don't have any guns in the house, but
for now,
some. Yeah. I'm like, man, what's going on, man?
Right. What you gonna need it for?
Yeah, really, man.
Yeah, they make them paranoid and shit like
really
that.
is.
And
you're right,
a lot of times, particularly when the Democrats are in office, gun sales are through the roof.
That's right.
And bullet sales go up. So they actually benefit, like gun people actually benefit when Democrats are in office.
Right.
I don't think nobody gonna outpace Obama because they literally was like, we ain't got no more guns.
I know, right?
But they still do. They're gonna take them, bitch. They are not gonna pass a law to take your fucking guns.
Right.
It's funny too, cause like with the gun thing, I remember listening to Keith and the Girl podcast.
Yep.
And they had this white dude on there, Danny. I think his name's Danny, and he's like a real like kind of out there dude, as far as like sexually and stuff. He's always talking about his sex life and all this type of stuff. Good for him. I'm not hating.
Yeah.
But he was like, yeah, man, I don't know. I might need to get a gun if Trump gets elected or whatever. And I was like, you white. No, you don't even, they not gonna know what side you on. You don't have to say.
Yeah, that's right.
Like if I could avoid it, I'd just avoid it if it was like, hey, look, Trump's in office. It's gonna be a civil war. Oh, I'm on your side.
Yeah.
What side am I on? Whatever side you on, bro.
Right,
we together on this one.
Together. Yeah.
If I was white, I'd just be flipping sides every day. They can't tell.
But don't say anything, man. But yeah, they're kind of paranoid.
Wow, that's crazy. I can't believe Caitlyn made it out to the fishing group, man. I felt like the fishing Facebook group,
man. I'm gonna tell you, man.
Supposed to just be about fish, man.
Yeah, nope. Your mom, I talk to your mom about it all the time, man. It's just surprising to me. And it's all, whatever the hot button issue is. Mm-hmm. And if it has race attached to it, it's automatically something that they are. I can imagine what they're talking about before I pull up,
Right.
Here comes that nigger.
Yeah, I've never seen.
You might have a basketball.
All kind of hard ERs.
I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like the Caitlin Clark thing before.
Yeah, that's
like we've seen. I think the closest thing I can remember is Tim Tebow, but it wasn't a racial necessarily thing. Yeah. But it was like all his super Christian fans was like, he's great, and everybody that knows football was like, this dude is not good at football.
Yeah, that's true.
And they're like, nah, man, he should be in the Pro Bowl, and he's putting it on for Christ. And I'm like, none of those things have anything to do with being good at football. Is they want to talk about him praying. Can you do a anti-abortion Super Bowl commercial and stuff? I'm like, but he's actually not gonna be a good player. Yeah. With Caitlyn, one, they sucking the fun out of it.
Yeah, that's true.
And then two, I think she is gonna be good.
I do too.
Yeah.
So she just needs some time, and they it's like they want her to get affirmative action in basketball. Like just go straight to the top of the list. You the number one player.
Pass the ball to Caitlyn and get out of the way.
Right.
Yeah, exactly, because and I think a lot of it is because America has lied to white people in America and told them that they are the oppressed group.
Yeah.
So anytime anything happens, it's one of those things. I'm tired of everybody else saying they oppressed. I got to be oppressed too, and that's not always true. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean bad things don't happen to you. It doesn't mean like you're human, but just white supremacy actually benefits you, whether you know it or not. You are a beneficiary of it, and instead of them just admitting that, they won't admit it and reject it and act like, hey, if y'all oppressed, I'm oppressed too.
Yeah, I do wonder what happens. Like if it's better for the league that this keeps going, that people
that's a good question.
Because I mean, this is the ugly part of sports, but a lot of times what makes the rivalries, what makes the the long lasting, the longevity, and people keep watching, it's something bigger than sports.
Right, yeah.
I know for me coming up as a kid, like Duke Carolina took on like it was racial dynamics to it.
It was
exactly.
People that's not from here sometimes they don't understand. Like a lot of times you move from other places, you come here into North Carolina, people like, who your team? And we have other big schools, but it's normally like Duke Carolina.
And it's also money, Duke is a elite financially, and but then Kentucky's there's a big rivalry between them. But I think just in general, I was talking to Mom about this also. This world is really
talk a little more directly into the mic.
Sorry, but this world is really viewed through the eyes of conflict. The sports thing is just an extension of conflict. There's conflicts in marriage, there's conflicts in religion, conflict in politics. Now, the good thing about the conflict in sports, especially the WNBA, is ultimately it's going to sell more tickets, and ultimately more merchandise. And whatever reason people go to the game, it's like people who go to NASCAR races. I asked the lady, I said, "Why go?" She said, "Well, to be honest, I just want to see a wreck."
Damn.
I was like, damn.
Yeah,
because you just said it.
Yeah,
because, and that's part of the excitement. I've always thought that about NASCAR.
Yeah.
It's like these people show up hoping that it's going to.
I just thought it was something you don't say. It's like saying it's like back in football. Like 15, 20 years ago, you could admit you wanted to see somebody get knocked the fuck out,
carted off the field.
But now you have to be like, well, guys, concussions. It's very sad. We know the damage these gladiators
we can't
put their bodies through, but back in the day, they used to have a whole segment every Sunday night and Monday morning called Jacked Up.
The hits,
and they would be celebrating people getting concussions. There's all those highlights of like Brett Favre stumbling to the sideline. He shouldn't come back in the game. He comes back out there, which is like that old gunslinger. There he goes.
Have y'all seen the video? I want to say it's a college. I want to say men's volleyball, where it's this dude and he got hit in the face like several times. And at the end, when his school was cheering, he was laying on the ground. I was like, oh, I think he might be dead, y'all. Like y'all are cheering. Let me see if I can find the clip. But I was like, oh my God, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. I remember that commercial used to come on at the beginning of Wide World of Sports, the thrill of victory. Then you see this guy stumbling down on his skis and fold his body breaking, and it would say the agony of defeat.
But sports is, I think one of the things people love is that sports is like one of the places that feels like a meritocracy more than others.
That's right. Yeah.
So, it's weird watching, especially with the fans of Caitlyn being some people glomming onto her being conservative people, white people that are like not really with all the DEI and the woke and the affirmative action. It's weird watching them flip 180 degrees the other way and be like, why y'all won't just put on the Olympic team? What's wrong with y'all? It's like, oh, so now y'all care about the marketing and not who's the best? Like, it's crazy. All right, so a couple things show notes wise. If you're in the chat and you want to ask my dad any questions, feel free to ask him in the chat. We'll try to bring him on the air if there's anything. No pressure if you don't. We still have a show planned. We still have plenty of topics to get to. And also now I'm gonna play instrumental so I can know where to put the commercials later so we can get some money. So we'll be back in about 30 seconds. All right, speaking of parents, Disney trips lead to debt for almost 50% of parents with young children, study finds.
Yes, Disney has always been expensive, but over the years, Disney's prices have been ridiculous, really super ridiculous. And Disney has done this thing where now, you pay more for the Easy Pass, the jump line. You pay more for for meals, like you pay more because it's almost like a destination spot. But and so it's already expensive, then you're paying even more to quote unquote get the perks. And then I did not know this, but that in Disney World, the ball that's on all of the commercials is actually a hotel. And there's a train that you go through, and the train actually stops there, and people in there actually get in and off of the train and the trail. So a lot of people stay on site because just out of the convenience, I'm not having to go anywhere and all that stuff. Like everything is there. And then they charge you for a lot of amenities that they used to not charge you for. Now everything is almost like a la carte type of thing. And then they changed over to, because I've been kind of reading up on this, because a lot of parents have been complaining, particularly when they went from paper to digital. That's when a lot of this stuff started happening, because a lot of parents was like, hey, everything is digital, but this shit sucks. They was saying how particularly when they first got the apps, it was easy to navigate. They wouldn't tell you, like it would tell you estimated time of the rides, and that shit would be off. A lot of parents was like, hey, I'm spending all this money and this is not enjoyable. And also for a lot of parents, they're starting to say, I'm not taking my child to Disneyland or World or whatever until they can remember it. Because what happened to a coworker of mine years ago. They took their grandkids. Them babies barely could walk or talk. And then when they got like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, they wanted to go. She was like, you already been. I was like, they're not going to remember that. You know what I'm saying? Like, take them when they can actually remember the event. Like, if you're going to, not trying funny, spend that type of money, don't make it just memorable for you and they just see a bunch of pics. Make it memorable for them too, or else it's a waste of your money. And a lot of children are going to turn around and ask to go again.
Yeah, they said a survey of more than 2,000 U.S. consumers found that 24% of Disney visitors have incurred debt from their trips, with this number increasing to 45% for parents with children under 18. That figure represents a 50% rise from the 30% of parents with small children who reported 2 years ago that they went into debt for Disney trips. The majority of families with young children took on debt in the past 5 years, with 35% taking it on in just the past year alone.
Wow.
Yeah. I also wonder how much of this is pressure from like the pandemic. Is like a lot of kids basically got everything got shut down. You're not visiting, you're not doing it. And so now there might be people feeling like pressure to be like, well, okay, we got to get this Disney trip now that it's back open, so we can get life back on track for us and our kids.
Yep.
Yeah, and also I know the individual passes, because I don't know about Disneyland, because I've never been to Disneyland, but Disney World is 3 parks in one, and it's humongous. And so for a lot of people, if you do like the hot pass where you can go from park to park to park, it gets expensive. And then some people only go to like one park and they say fuck the other park.
There's also hotels, expenses,
food.
Yeah, and then someone was saying like, they have Star Wars stuff out there now. That stuff is a different cost than just the regular Disney stuff. So, I get it. It's just, I think one thing, this book I read called Poorly Understood, about poverty in America, myths about poverty in America, and like debunking them. But one of the things that they talked about is how almost every American experiences poverty at some point in their lives. And most of us experience it as children. You just don't know.
Right.
And it's stuff like this I think about. I mean, in addition to just regular life, but just stuff like this where it's like your parents you're not aware of the debt your parents are incurring to take you to Disneyland. You just think fun trip to Disneyland. Yeah. And meanwhile, this could be something that, could be a lifetime of debt, considering how much it costs now for people.
Yeah, and me and my cousin went with my Aunt Debbie and her husband when they were married years ago. We were children, and we were older, like 14, 15, somewhere around in there. We were older, so we can remember the event. And when we went, we had a ball. Like, they went all out. As an adult, I was like, God damn. And this was a lot cheaper then than it is now. Right. So I was like, and I'm pretty sure there was months, possibly years of paying shit back from credit cards or whatever loan you took out.
It's like buying a car.
Right. Yeah. And the thing is, they wanted us to have the best experience possible, like a lot of parents do. So they literally just balled out. So that's how I know about the day passes and all that stuff, and like, because they was like, we're going to go and we're going to just do everything here.
At least 60% of Americans say they haven't gone to a Disney theme park because it's too expensive. 31% said it's too far away, while 26% said they can't stand the lines. That's me. I don't like the lines.
The lines,
I'm more of a. I just don't like having to wait a long time for some bullshit.
I know.
Be on the ride for 6 minutes. Had to wait 3 hours. That's crazy.
Yeah, I went to States one time and had a balloon rally up there, and you had to stand in line to get food. Stand in line to get into the bouncy house. Stand in line for this. I said, I'm standing in that line that says exit. That says right.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And also, you kind of, and that makes sense because you have different type of children, different type of parents. So you might have parents that like, I'm only doing this for you, but for the parents, it's a miserable thing to hold, like a miserable for them the whole time because they was like, it's hot. And not trying to funny, particularly whole parents with smaller children or infants, they're gonna whine, they're gonna cry, they're gonna get tired, they're gonna possibly get sick, it's just a lot of other shit on top of, and you spent that money, so you're like, fuck, I done spent this money, I want to not do this because the money is spent regardless of what happens type of shit.
Well, the problem for the parents is they know what shit costs outside of Disney. You know, kids don't know, but it's like whenever I went to Carowinds or whatever, and you like, I'm hungry, I want some pizza, and it's like my mom has to see $10 pizza for a slice.
Yeah,
and I'm just a kid. I'm thinking pizza, you know, but like as a parent, that's gotta suck, and I'm just gonna throw it up after I get off the roller coaster. You know, and they know that part too.
You better pick that up and eat it.
Yeah, like it just sucks. It's not, theme parks are not as fun an experience to me as they're made out to be.
It kind of has to be your thing. And I remember as we got older, when we used to get hungry, we're like, okay, we go into this Wendy's up here. Like, why we gotta leave the park? Get that stamp. We coming back. Like, I'm not paying. We going to get the 99-cent meal. I'm gonna feed all y'all for $25. I'm not spending $60 for all four of us, possibly $100 to eat. No, thank you.
Speaking of things, you know, every American family understands, Walmart customers are now threatening to boycott the store after controversial upgrade to shopping carts.
Oh, I thought it was going to be about Caitlin.
Not this time.
What did they do to the shopping carts?
So apparently they got new shopping carts that include extra features such as a cup holder, popular with Stanley Cup fans, and an area to place cell phones or a grocery list. Whilst the convenience of specific storage went down well, many consumers were left annoyed because there was an increase in the height of the carts.
Oh,
the handlebars are now about 3.5 inches higher at 43.3 inches, which short people say has been annoying.
Yes, somebody like me, you go from some at my waist to now I'm like this. It's like, who the fuck wants to shop like that? Like, whoever made this design did not take any of that into consideration.
Yeah, here's a picture, I guess, of the new carts, and they're showing how it's a difference in the height.
Well, they still metal, so they're gonna lock up. You're not gonna be able to use them anyway, so it don't matter.
Yeah, I don't know. Did they fix the wheels?
I know,
right?
That's the one.
Did they stop it from? I can't pull it out.
Yeah, that one wobbly wheel.
Right.
Go to the store.
Did they put oil on it? I don't get it, because if not, okay.
Here's a woman with her daughter in the child seat on the thing. She says, "We're literally eye to eye."
You're 6'9". 6'9".
Wow.
Yeah. So I
guess that's being known for the parent and the kid.
Yeah. So I mean I don't mind. It won't affect people at my height, I guess.
Right, but somebody like me, I could see you being like, nah, dog.
There are people saying they not going to Walmart no more.
Did they announce this like an enhancement or something?
Yeah.
People like, they should have just quietly tried it in a couple of stores and just eased them in and not told anybody. Give them a choice.
Yeah, they said they started to roll out the taller carts nationwide over the last year. So I guess maybe people are starting to notice, and now they're making TikTok videos and stuff.
Oh man, yeah.
My arms and shoulders actually ache pushing that freak of a cart through the store they added. Those carts aren't made for us short people. Another child in response to the post.
Yeah, and also it'd be one of those things that they say slowly roll it out. That means certain parts of the country must just now be getting it.
Yeah.
And a lot of those people are starting to complain, you know, and it might be them things where they're starting to phase out the other cart. So before, if they were there, people could actually be like, oh, I used the old cart, but now that might be like the only thing there. and you're not giving people an option to use the old carts. So people like, no, I'm not gonna come here and get armed, feel like I don't worked out.
Just get one of them carts they have for kids, that where the kids pretend to shop with the parents. Just give that to the short people.
With a little flag on it.
Yeah. I do not like the new cars making fun of short people, someone added. Others claim the new measurements make it harder to see while pushing their children around the carts.
Oh, right, because you can't see over their heads, right?
I can hardly see around my daughter, someone complained.
Her head's too big.
Yeah. I mean, well, the only thing about this for me is I just don't want these people coming to Target,
Yeah.
Like,
leave them over there, right?
Yeah.
Yes, leave them over there.
There's a reason we drive a few more miles to go to Target, and it's to stop dealing with Walmart people. So I just hope that they can figure this out.
Yeah.
Some type of resolution to keep them over there.
Hey, what about those big Sam's cards? You ever see those? You ever go to Sam's?
I never really go to Sam's because we don't have a family, so it's really no reason for two people to be up in there. But they
like a city bus, or
really
wheelbarrow,
because it's all bulk, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's restaurants. People buying for restaurants and stuff. They even have those carts that they use in Home Depot when you're coming to get lumber. I'm like, man, it's a food store, man.
Let's see, my man, Alex Jones,
my boy,
the homie. He has been judges ordered him liquidation of his assets to compensate the Sandy Hook families because he tried to claim broke whenever he finally
was like, we ain't got it. They was like, well, if you ain't got it on hand, I guess we're gonna sell everything to get it.
He owes more than $1 billion to those families.
Paid them every single goddamn dime.
And he took some of his assets and gave them to transfer them to some of his family members to try to hide the stuff, But
what they saying in the fishing group about him?
They're talking about going back and getting him, man. They love Alex because he's a truth teller. He's every conspiracy. One man's conspiracy. Let's like they say, one man's conspiracy is another man's truth.
Yeah.
So
and the thing is with shit like that, they think they slick. You don't think they're gonna realize that your third cousin who made like $40,000, $50,000 all of a sudden get property or land or LLC. Right. Don't you think this is something that because odds are you didn't give them no small shit.
Right. They're gonna get it back.
They're saying that also they might take over his social media accounts.
Yeah.
Like they want everything.
Good.
That money.
Open up his DMs. I want to see who been direct messaging them.
Yeah, that'll take over the stuff and then make him still do the show.
Right.
Get your ass back out there. Make that money.
Get my money.
Right.
But yeah, Alex Jones is saying that it's probably the end of InfoWars, and beginning of my fight against tyranny. He said. So we'll see.
He made a lot of money off that
He's gonna grift to the end, man. Yeah, gotta give it to him.
He was crying and shit, man.
Right.
One time he was all teared up. I'm so sorry.
I saw that documentary about him, and they had like the clips from the trial and stuff, and he was still in the trial trying to lie to the very end. Yeah. Like judges had to hold him in contempt and warn him and all this stuff. He just say whatever he want to say up in there.
Yep, showing his ass and shit like this, and he got the shock. Yeah, I think it was the documentary we watched. He got the shock of his life where he ended up coming into the courtroom and did not realize some of the family was gonna be talking that day.
Oh wow!
And the lady talked and looked him dead in the eye, and he just was just looking all awkward and shit. She was like, "Yeah, dog, you up here on the radio making shit up, but you don't want to look the victims that you actually had these people harassed in the face."
Yeah.
Speaking of not wanting to look people in the face, Clarence Thomas,
oh my God,
has actually gone up in popularity despite all his recent controversies, according to new polling.
By white people?
Out of 1,500 people who were surveyed, 17% said Thomas was favorable and 10% said he was unfavorable, giving him a net approval rating of +6. The questionnaire was carried out among eligible voters in U.S. between June 11th and June 12th by the consulting firm Redfield and Wilton Strategies, exclusive on behalf of New Week.
Redneck and what strategy?
Right. Some 14% of people said Thomas was very favorable, 15% very unfavorable, 27% neither, and 17% did not know. I want to know who are the 27 and the 17%. How you look at him and go, I don't know, I could take him or leave him.
You got to be a member of a fishing group.
Right.
You gotta
I mean, it's
change
Clarence.
change clothes once a week.
I feel like with everything Clarence did, you either love him or hate him. I don't think
Yeah,
he's an in-between guy.
He's not.
Yeah.
And 17% just said they didn't know, which means they lying.
Yeah.
Like you either dumb as hell or you lying.
I never heard of it.
Right. Clarence, who now?
Yeah.
Yep. Just them the same people when people they talking about they put cameras in on people's faces, but like, who you gonna vote for the day before the election? I don't know. Get out my face.
Right.
You're lying.
Yeah.
So yeah, they basically said that you know, even though he's getting flued out by Harlan Pro and admitting to it, and then getting found out to have even more than what he admitted to.
Yeah.
It ain't hurting him at all. It's with some people, I guess. Now this is a poll. Who knows who these people are? It's only 1,500 people,
right? Which is not big.
Yeah, I think it's more about the polarization of our country that there are people that feel like they need to go up for the guy. Because if you had any level of moral standing, it shouldn't even matter what side of the aisle you're on.
Right.
If you found out a Supreme Court justice was basically getting flown out, and his vote was basically bought, you should feel a moral imperative to say this is not good. And so I think that says a lot about our country when there are people out there like, I like him even more now.
Yeah.
Like, well, he's a fucking shill.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Clarence. Let's see what else we got here. Senate Republicans block IVF protections bill amid reproductive rights clash. So Senate Republicans blocked a Democratic-led bill to establish federal protections for in vitro fertilization, which is, intensifying this fight over reproductive rights. We already know Roe v. Wade basically has been overturned as a national situation. Now it's basically state by state. The next thing they're targeting is these IVF things, which is very interesting that's even something they want, because that does create life. There's couples who wouldn't be able to have kids if not for IVF.
Even some of them actually, like even some of the people that's like fuck abortion, they was like, but that IVF, I use that.
I'm telling you, I don't know why people don't see the game plan, but I mean they're gonna go after birth control at some point.
Yes, they are. That's the goal.
That's a good point. The morning after pill, that was a big deal this past week. They tried. Supreme Court said, "No, we're not messing with that." We already stirred the pot.
Be like this for now.
Yeah,
that's what people fail to realize.
It was on technical. It was on like a technical thing, not even a moral or
the people who filed. They weren't eligible to do it. That's what.
Because they was like, you have no grievance.
Right.
Why are you here? Like,
which is funny because there's other cases where they have completely taken up those causes, even though the same right. And I think this is such a nakedly partisan court that at this point when they do stuff like that, I feel like they're just delaying it because it's too hot right now.
Yeah, they're gonna wait till after the election.
Right. And, bring this back after November when there'll be zero repercussions. So that's why I always say, man, like the actual the vote for consequences, the vote for the Supreme Court, that stuff is happening in November. Everyone keeps waiting. People slack off it all the way to November. They don't vote, and then in December and all the other months following that, all of a sudden now they want to make up for it. We're like, well, why don't we do this? It's like, well, you know what? We had a chance to do something, and people just fucked it off. But yeah, they're going after IVF now, and what's also interesting is at the same time that this is happening, because like, why are Republicans trying to make a big deal out of this? The Southern Baptist Convention is voted to oppose IVF too. So like, it's about conservative evangelicals steering the ship, and they need these type of social issues to keep these people voting for them. And Roe v. Wade was a big one that is like the dog caught the car, and it's like suddenly they started losing elections and stuff because one, you woke up a sleeping giant of people that were like, I can take it or leave it, and then it's like, oh, I can't get an abortion anymore. Okay, wait, I'm gonna go vote. Okay, well, welcome to the party. You're late. And then now it's like we still need to find more issues: trans people, gay issues, immigration,
women in the pulpit,
right?
DEI.
So it's like they're trying to find, and so I don't think it's a coincidence that this vote aligns with the timing of Southern Baptists choosing to oppose IVF as well. So you got to watch the big connections here.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. What else we got here for news? What's beeping over there? Getting Sky Plays over there.
Father's Day thing. Let
Drug
me turn
deal.
this thing off, man. Yeah. Hold on. You want
to be selling no drugs up in my house?
You want a 20? I'll be in here in a minute. I'll be out.
All right, let's do another segment. Let's talk about a little bit of Diddy news.
P. Diddy be wanting the body, and you gotta tell him no.
Psych.
All right, so Diddy is back in the news. He returned the honorary key to New York City.
Oh,
they took that.
I guess
he is done. People was like, Eric Adams apparently sent him. They were saying you need to get the key back from Diddy. So Eric Adams did send a letter saying, "Hey, we saw that video of you assaulting Cassie, and we need the key back." And Puff Daddy went ahead and gave it to him.
So I guess New York is open again.
Here you go.
Yeah, well, yeah. He won't be sneaking in through the door of the city anymore.
Nope.
They did deliberate about it. It seems like Eric Adams was trying to defend Diddy, but he said, "I've accepted their recommendation. I'm requesting Mr. Combs immediately return this key to the city." So there you go, guys.
Standards.
He better be careful. They're gonna be demanding his key to the city too.
Right? Yeah, I know. He ain't too far behind, and he got that deacon dude and all this stuff. Like,
he be hanging around some shady people.
Yeah, he be out there doing a lot.
He want to be all up in the club versus trying to run the city.
Yep. All right, let's get into another segment, guys. Let's do a little bit of fucking with black people. Pull up the fucking with black people song. That's the long one. What's the short one? There we go.
Boom, 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 boom. Hey, we're just fucking with them people because they black. We're just fucking with them people because they black. We're just fucking with them black people. We're just fucking with them blacks. We're just fucking with black people. Hey, hey,
Did the people in the Facebook group see the Diddy video? They probably didn't care about that.
I doubt they cared.
Yeah, they was like, this ain't got nothing to do with Caitlin Clark. All right, fucking with black people. The first one, a white trad wife influencer. Trad wife, I think means traditional wife. It's like this new thing that people are doing on social media where they like show themselves like making bread from scratch, and then it's like, this is what we need to be doing as traditional wives,
barefoot in the kitchen.
Right,
child, just make your bread and keep it trucking.
And so this white trad wife influencer said the N-word while filming herself cooking. She refused to apologize for telling her followers she was fired from her job after this racist rant. Now, if she got a job, how is she a trad wife?
Ain't that the truth? Because a lot of times they'll stay at home.
Sound like you got caught faking it.
Controversy.
You know? TikToker Lily Gaddis used the N-word and made references to dumb whores and immigrants fresh off the boat looking for a green card while talking about gold diggers recently on Twitter and TikTok under the handles of I don't know, whatever.
What they got to do with making bread?
I don't need my job.
It sounds to me, though she announced the video upset members of a certain community. She went on to say the backlash made her do a deep dive and soul search, and after all that, I still couldn't find a care. She was a marketing and sales manager at Rofe of the Carolinas, a home health care company for the elderly and disabled.
Right, which means you probably deal with all types of people from all types of races, black and brown people.
What do your coworkers do when they find out you crazy as hell?
I hope she's eligible. I mean, you're not eligible for unemployment
Right.
When you do something that's stupid to get yourself fired.
Not in North Carolina.
Yeah, we a right to work state, child.
On Friday, she posted, "Oh no, I just got fired." #mob. That garnered some 307,000 views. Though it's unclear if she was joking about her employment status. Her Twitter account was temporarily suspended. It's not clear if she was banned from TikTok as well, but it's currently unavailable. Yeah, now from my understanding, her thing was to try to flip this into some sort of like Fox News MAGA following.
You have to be special to do that. Everybody can't profit from that.
Right. Trying to get on TV. That's what it is.
Yeah. So I think she's doing a lot of signaling to that type of base and
being a victim.
It sounds like they haven't truly picked up her cause. So this is her doing the video where she said the N-word while she's cooking. This is her in a flag t-shirt.
Gotta have a flag.
This is her with a gun on her hip,
have a gun.
and which seems very unsafe and not the way they tell you to carry a gun.
Of course not.
But what I mean is like everything about her seems designed to try to like blow up and go viral. Like even the like IG model poses and hair laid, all that type of stuff. So yeah, it seemed like
it's got an agent or something said, "Look,
right,
you want to get out of this kitchen."
Right. Like I don't the thing is I don't even know how you monetize going as far as something like what she did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I could see I think that type of racism in America, people like that type of racism unstated. Like where it's obvious you are racist, but you give them plausible deniability by not coming out and just flat out saying something racist.
Yeah, agreed.
When you run around and start saying I'm a racist, I say the N-word, I'm proud of it. Even racist people don't want to think of themselves as racist. Yeah. They think they're just calling it like it is, and these black people need to get it together. But yeah, she described some of her friends' husbands as broke ass N-words. She spent the week dropping even more slurs. She embraced right-wing fear-mongering that white women aren't giving birth enough. Hey, America. Hey, people not having kids. You are some stupid motherfuckers. The birth rate is declining. What are you doing? You're getting married. Like, why even bother fucking getting married, you loser? So it just sounds like she's trying to do this with a sledgehammer, and it's just not gonna work.
Mm-mm.
And of course, people started doing the research on her.
Of course.
Someone said, "Hey, when were you gonna tell us you're a single mom?" And they went and found a bunch of pictures of her with her baby and no man.
Right. Right, but you're out here talking shit about other people.
Yeah, like you get caught faking, man. Oh, that's crazy.
But yeah, in spite of that, man, some people will follow her, man. They'll send her money. I mean, if you say, "Look, send money to my campaign because January 6th was a frat boy party," some people will fall in line and write you a $10,000 check.
Yep. Get me some coffee. Buy my Giuliani coffee. The beans will be the juice from the beans will be flowing down your face like it's my hair dye.
It was at WC Fields. Somebody said there's a sucker born every minute.
Yeah.
They're just trying to find that group of suckers to keep them going.
So how do we feel about this, guys? 0 to 100, intervals of 25 for how much we feel fucked with as black people by this woman and her N-word stuff.
Go, Kara.
25, because I really don't care. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. I don't care about you being the trad wife or whatever, traditional wife. I don't follow those circles. Like, I actually give 0. I don't care. Okay. The fact that you said the N-word, that's the problem. So that's why you're getting like a little heat.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more important things that I can pour my energy into to be really upset about, and it ain't this.
Okay.
I 100% agree with Karen that I'm not triggered by those types of antics. It's just something to do to gain some popularity, possibly, and to get those suckers that WC Field has promised them. That's what that's all about. So
I'm with y'all. I give it like a 25. It's not. It don't bother me really. I think also because it's just too blatant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like it's just too. You need like if you got caught doing some racism, maybe I feel. But you just on camera calling people N-words. Like okay, then
you got to be a Karen or something like that.
Yeah.
Not this Karen. The other Karen.
What's
that cart back? It's too big.
Wisconsin
Now I
superintendent.
will be a Karen about that. As up my fucking chest. Yes, you're gonna hear me complain.
Right?
And then chop me in the throat. Yes, I have something to say about this high ass cart.
I can't breathe.
Right?
Wisconsin superintendent says parent who accosted him at graduation had no reason to push him.
No
So
shit.
this is about Rainey Briggs, who was confronted by Matthew Eddy, who stormed the stage at Baraboo High School graduation and physically removed him out of the way.
Don't touch my daughter.
And the thing that's kind of the biggest news is Briggs, the superintendent's like, I don't know this man from a can of paint. Like this dude's like the dude was going on saying we've had issues going back for a while, and you know, and he knows that I don't want him hired at the school and stuff. And the brother was like, we've never had no issues. The only thing I know is your daughter had a suspension issue. That ain't me, you know?
Right. And on top of that, it's a one-sided issue.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you black, so you've always had an issue. So regardless of if you know it's an issue or not, he's had an issue with you.
But I just like
you ought to know about it.
I like that the superintendent was like,
I hate to say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street. I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man.
That's me.
Me.
Who?
He also says he physically moved me from the place in which I was standing. And in that moment, I'm like, I've never really had anybody put their hands on me like this.
Yeah.
The reason for him coming onto the stage, whether it was he didn't like me, he didn't care for me, there's still no reason, no point at all putting your hands on another individual, regardless of what you feel in that moment.
Right.
Briggs says Eddie's attorney apologized on his behalf on Monday, 2 weeks after the disruption. Eddie has not returned repeated requests for comment. A person who answered the phone at his attorney's office.
Lawsuit.
Yeah, fine. A school resource officer who spoke with Eddie said in the police report that Eddie said he was remorseful for his actions, but only for his daughter's sake, leading the officer to conclude this may have something that he pre-planned to do.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. All right. Just make sure you lean into the mic when you talk, Dad. That's all.
Yes, sir.
Lawsuit. But yeah, Eddie 49 has been instructed not to have any contact with Briggs. And Briggs was like, yeah, I don't accept that that apology.
I wouldn't either.
And he said, do I think it was racially motivated? That's a question Mr. Eddie would have to answer. Yeah. So I'm not gonna say it's not. He said it wasn't so much in my mind a racial thing, more than it was a safety thing for me. I didn't know whether he had a weapon, a knife, gun, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, the average brother, he didn't roll up on the average brother. The average brother would have decked him right there, man.
Right. And then all hell would have broke loose. And he was like, well, you have no business up here.
Put your hands on me, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Briggs said he had received threatening messages since becoming superintendent in 2021, and he's forwarded those messages to police, whom he credited with taking the messages seriously. He said the threats did not focus on his race, but on policies, including the district's stance against bullying. How you gonna threaten me over the stance against bullying? You're not on the right side of that.
Yep.
So my kid can't beat up the other kids, motherfucker. I'm gonna beat you up. A spokesperson for the Baraboo Police Department said Briggs has sent the department 2 emails and 1 voicemail, none of which resulted in charges. He's 46. He's received hundreds of messages of support from people around the country, including other superintendents. I know he got a bunch from black superintendents. Like, boy, he had the right one that day. Because I'm gonna tell you right now,
I don't know if I would have kept it together.
I ain't the one. You got a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot of I ain't the ones in the private chats.
Yeah, man, you should have.
Right.
Some of those,
man, you should have pushed his ass off that stage, man. But yeah, so 0 to 100.
100.
Yes, yeah.
Still 100. All right. For me, I feel like a 50 for this follow-up because I appreciate. I like that he didn't accept the apology.
Yeah,
I think too often we have to be like the ones that are high-minded and turn the other cheek. I like that he said, man, F that. I don't accept it. See you in court.
Yeah.
All right, last one. Arizona man allegedly plotted mass shooting at Atlanta concert to incite a race war.
saw that, man.
They love them race wars, don't they?
They love a race war.
Arizona,
Since the 60s and 70s.
Arizona, Florida, they always seem to come out of them states. Texas, you know.
All over Caitlin Clark.
Yeah,
probably.
man. Oh,
He said, "Oh Lord, they done pushed it down. Give me my AR-15."
Not my angel.
The man is Mark Adams Preto, 58 years old. That's him carrying a gun. Someone took a picture from inside their car, I guess.
I'm glad they did.
He got two guns.
yeah. He does.
Mhm.
He carrying one. He got one on his back.
Oh, on his back. Oh,
They both rifles too.
Yeah, he was trying to do some damage.
Damn. Yeah, he was gonna shoot up a Bad Bunny concert to incite a race war.
Bad Bunny.
That's him right there in the top.
Yeah.
Also,
That was him.
damn.
I gotta say this though, man. If you're white, and you listen to this, and you're trying to incite a race war, I gotta tell y'all, we not holding up our end. I don't know what to say, but as black people, we not gonna ever do the race war thing.
Yep.
I don't know how many more of these mass shootings it's gonna take to prove that
Right.
we as a community are not interested in the race war, as y'all call it, where we just go to our annihilation against the government or whatever it is you expect black people to do after you shoot up a fucking Kroger. But
Right.
y'all are like 0 for 90 of shooting up black places and brown places and waiting on the race war to start. I mean, this shit goes all the way back to like that dude with what was that dude? Charles Manson was trying to start
That's
a
what I
race
was
war.
about to say. Yes. And when you asked them, man, I just want to start a race war. Word.
Like, what do y'all think we think about?
Right. We're just trying to fucking survive.
We are always on edge of like, brother, I'm telling you right now,
They come down this street, man. We're gonna blow them up.
Right,
you know?
right. This the last.
Yes,
I'm telling you, we got one more shooting.
That's right.
And the race, we starting the race war. Like, what? We don't care about. We just want to live our lives.
That's it, man.
The plot was uncovered when a recruited participant informed the FBI. So he was trying to gather some buddies.
Some of his boys, yeah.
Like, oh man, you want to go to a Bad Bunny concert? Now, why the hell would we do that? You know, we hate black and brown people. Start a race war, shoot the whole place up.
Where was you at January 6th?
Right. Yeah. Say that again, but talking to my shirt lapel.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
Talk straight into my chest.
Yeah. Preto also attempted to recruit an undercover agent. He believed the mass shooting would occur before martial laws implemented after the 2024 election. So he had long-term plans.
Yeah.
He believed that
long-term goals.
Yeah.
He believes that martial law will be implemented shortly after the 2024 election and that a mass shooting should occur prior, and he was ready to kill a bunch of people.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of these cowards, they do this shit and they turn around and shoot themselves.
That's
So
the
you
thing.
actually don't want to deal with the consequences of this shit. You just want to do it.
And I think they got it backwards, right? What I think is shoot yourself first. Go ahead and kill yourself. Leave a manifesto saying I was trying to start a race war.
Right.
Because the end result's going to be the same. We ain't getting out there with y'all, man.
Honestly, if you want to start a race war, just start telling everybody Caitlin Clark is getting targeted for being a white woman, and then like that's how it's supposed to work.
And go.
Yeah.
You ain't got to shoot nobody.
Yeah.
Just keep saying it over and over. Get the shirts, go to the games.
It worked for Alex Jones.
Yeah.
You know?
Preto chose Atlanta due to a significant black population who he blamed for increased crime.
Are we going to the Bad Bunny concerts?
I mean, Bad Bunny is super popular, and Atlanta is a black and brown, that's, haven. I'd imagine there'd be a lot of black people out there.
Okay.
He planned the attack for mid-May, June, or July, including a Bad Bunny concert, advising conspirators to wear hoodies to blend in. Because we won't notice the 50-year-old white man with guns.
With a rifle and a hoodie.
Yeah. Oh, he just turning up. He just showing up to Bad Bunny. Let's go. Also, like, why are you saying the attack is for mid-May, June, or July?
He's following that.
Isn't it?
Too.
Isn't it whenever the concert's in Atlanta? That would be the day.
Whenever the concert's in Atlanta.
Unless it's gonna be in May, June, and July.
And I doubt Bad Bunny's gonna come 3 months in a row.
You should know the exact. Like, he was out here freestyling a little too much for me. I like my terrorism a little more, planned out than this.
Yeah, a little better defined.
Right. That's why I would have told the police as soon as he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna shoot up the concert, start a race war." Okay, what's the day? Like May, June, maybe July. Oh, okay, you're not serious. Let me go get the cops. before I go to jail for talking your ass.
Right.
He targeted a rap concert, believing it would attract a large black audience. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying, Karen. He just didn't know nothing about Bad Bunny.
Right, because I say most Bad Bunny songs are not even in English. What are we talking about?
If he was specifically going for black, this was not like he was going. I thought he was going for black and brown.
Right, like we probably gonna be out there, but I don't think it's gonna be the numbers that he think at the Bad Bunny concert.
He just Googled rap concerts at Atlanta.
Yes, he did, and Bad Bunny just happened to pop up at the #1 search.
That sounds like a brother. Let's go get it.
He planned to leave Confederate flags at the scene and shout KKK all the way. No mercy, no quarter.
This was not thought out at all.
This is what I think, man. This is what I think. I think this was an FBI plot.
Okay.
Not to get him, but to get the people who follow him. Because it's just too blatantly obvious that his plan wasn't together. He's recruiting people, and who's gonna fall for that? They say it's a low-hanging fruit. You know what I'm saying? So
I do wonder if it's kind of like I watched this documentary series about catching terrorists or whatever in America.
Yeah,
and a big way that they catch them is almost like entrapment.
Exactly.
Where they come to you like,
yeah,
hey man, I got these nuclear bombs.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You a suitcase nuke if you want to like
pipe bombs.
You know, I've been watching your Twitter accounts, and you seem like you don't like a lot of different types of people. So you know, if you ever want to like blow some shit up, I'll let your boy. And then of course the crazy person's like, well, how much for a suitcase nuke? How much you got?
Right, it'd be ridiculously low.
Yeah. I got $20. Hey, $20 sound like
yeah.
We could get you 2 for 1. You just happen to have a sale. Now come on over to this location real quick, and just you got the right to remain silent. Go ahead.
Right.
And like you said, now speak right there in the lapel. Make sure we got it on tape.
So you say KKK all the way? All right, you gonna leave Confederate flags at the scene of the Bad Bunny concert. What's the plan to get away with this?
Right.
He went as far as planning to stash guns near the concert and considered several dates in May, June, or July, including one where Bad Bunny was scheduled to perform. Despite telling the undercover agent in April that he wanted to delay the attack, he continued planning until his arrest on May 14th.
Sounds like a setup to me, man.
He faces charges of possession of an unregistered firearm, firearms tracking, and transfer of a firearm to use in a hate crime, which could result in up to 40 years in prison. Now, I don't mind these tactics and these techniques. Go ahead, get them off the streets. Like, let's not wait till after he blows some shit up.
Right.
But also the reason I don't mind is because this would never work on me.
Yeah.
So I don't even feel like it's really entrapment unless you one of these type of weirdo motherfuckers that would do it. Because anyone come up to me at the basketball court like, hey man, I heard you might be in the market for some nuclear weapons. I'll be like, man, if you don't get the fuck out of my face.
Right. What are you talking about?
This buddy like, how'd you heal? You
how'd you know?
You got any extra AR-15s? I need some people to help me kill Bad Bunny concert goers. Like, okay, yeah, go straight to jail directly. Do not pass go. You need to collect $200.
Nope.
Amazing.
All right, 0 to 100.
Go, Karen.
I'll give this a 25. That's just irritating that he wants to start a race war, but it don't go up because obviously he don't know too much about his targeted audience. He didn't do his research.
Yeah, it don't feel that scary. I just feel like he's out of
he didn't know what they call it, reconnaissance. He didn't do nothing. He didn't lay out no plan.
Yeah, I feel you. All right. So, Dad, what would you give? I'm going
to give it about a 50 because I think he's crazy, you know, even though it sounds bizarre that he, was out there recruiting people. He's just a nutcase, man. I'm not triggered by the fact that he's going to create a larger situation in his arrest and conviction, incarceration. But there's some loose cannons out there, man. He could cause some damage, man. Lock his ass up.
I'm going to give it a 50. I'm going to give it 25. I actually really appreciate our government doing this type of work. Because white nationalism is a terrorism in America.
And they keep putting out studies going, white people is the problem here, y'all. Like, it was like, they are out here wilding, and other white folks are going, nah.
And this is why it's important who you vote for.
Yes, it is.
Because this is the kind of shit that I don't think the Trump administration would even be doing very much work about.
Right.
They would care less.
But Merrick Garland and them do this type of work, and it does matter, regardless of how people feel about, you know, Merrick Garland and wanting to press him to be like, you got to get Trump or whatever. It's like, I don't know what to tell y'all, but it's hard to get a motherfucker that used to be president.
Right.
Look around at all the cases. It's not just Merrick Garland's case. That documents case is getting delayed because of Eileen Cannon, who's a Trump judge.
Yeah.
Clearly, as far as I could tell, in the pocket, because it's not that her rulings don't even make sense.
Right. She got reprimanded. They was like, bitch, what you doing? This the fuck is this?
Then you look at the Atlanta case, delayed. Fonnie Willis, basically, they put her on trial.
Right.
You look at even Alvin Bragg's case just 2 weeks ago ended.
Yeah.
Like the idea that it's just easy to prosecute this dude and he was gonna go to jail is how everybody is treating Merrick Garland. And I'm like, it's clearly difficult. And then they went after Hunter Biden. And because Merrick Garland doesn't want to appear biased, and I think it is the right call, you gotta let that shit play out. You can't be like, oh, we stopping the one that we don't want.
Right.
No, all investigations gotta go. That's the rule of law.
Yeah.
Don't buy guns when you on that shit.
Right. And also, people can say what they want to, but I agree with Joe Biden. It's like, hey, dog, you did this. Like, I understand they're going after me, but you just gonna have to take this L.
Yeah, that's right.
So, but this is important work, and I, like I said, I appreciate them doing this shit. When every time I read about them stopping one, I'm glad, because we have so many mass shootings and so many that are racially motivated, and stuff that you hear where it just like there was one where they shot up like a guy shot up a water park in some black. It was like a black city. I remember, and I said
it was in Detroit.
Right. I said I hope when we find out details is not what I think, but as a black person in America, my first thought was, I hope this isn't some motherfucker trying to start the race war, shooting us up.
Yeah, shot like 8 or 9 people. One was an 8-year-old.
Right. And these people are defenseless. Like, if you really want to start a race, well, don't you? Yeah. You know what? Fuck with people that's gonna shoot back.
Yeah, he shot the 8-year-old in the head.
Right.
And then shot the 78-year-old, and then shot some lady in the thigh and the back. Man, he's just open fire.
And we don't know that person's motivations yet, because you got to go find out everything about the person. And I think he offed himself.
He did.
Yep. They love to do that.
But it's always a manifesto somewhere or something.
Yes.
And
it's something online.
Yeah. Race shit is just a big motivation for them. So, all right, let's get into another segment. Okay, this is a pretty intense emotional segment, all this drama and stuff, trauma we were talking about. Let's do some white people news. Let's calm down.
White people do exciting to the barbecue. We be problematic for the let's go. White people do.
Right. Bring what to the barbecue?
Egg salad. Gotta mix it up. Rupert Murdoch, 93, marries for his 5th time. That's right. He's still with us, still ticking.
That old man been around forever.
Been married 5 times. He's marrying a 67-year-old woman named Elena Zukova, which sounds like Putin sent her over.
But you know what? I like that range a lot better than I like a 98-year-old marrying a 21-year-old.
Let's make sure to give Rupert Murdoch all the credit we can, Karen. He's only created Fox News and just tried to destroy the country. Last year, he was handed control of both of these companies to his son, Lachlan.
Yeah.
Murdoch and Zukova first met in the summer of 2023. He said, I ain't got much time. We got to hurry up and marry.
Let's do this.
Okay. I'm not getting any younger.
How old is he?
93.
Ooh.
Yep, just shooting out those ghost loads at this point.
No kidding, man. If that gun's still loaded. It's still loaded.
At this point, he's just like, well, can you just touch it? I just want to remember what it felt like. They first met in summer 2023, reportedly at a party hosted by Murdoch's 3rd wife, Wendy Dean.
Oh.
So he's still hanging out. He cool with his 3rd wife.
They were handing off the baton.
Right. Like, it's your turn, girl.
Your turn. Yeah.
Zakova is a retired molecular biologist.
Oh yeah.
She was previously married to Russian billionaire Alexander Zhukov.
Oh my God.
Their daughter Dasha used to be married to the oligarch Roman Abramovich.
Oh yeah.
So this is some Russian royalty right here.
Yes.
In 2022, Murdoch separated from his fourth wife, actress and model Jerry Hall. The two had wed in 2016 at a church in London. In March 2023, Murdoch announced an engagement to Anne Leslie Smith, but they called things off just a few weeks later. Yeah, you know, this guy, it's hard to pin Rupert down.
Wasn't Jerry Hall, was she married to Mick Jagger at one time? Is that the same one?
I don't know this. I don't know her. Let me see.
Check out her background check on her.
Of course, this is her. Matter. This is her picture.
Not Mick Jagger's ex. Somebody said.
Okay.
It might be, man.
People ask, what is going on with Jerry Hall? What? That's one of your search results. That's crazy. Mick Jagger and Jerry Hall in style.
Yeah.
Looks like somebody in the chat room was wrong.
Yeah, that's right. Pawpaw knows. I got one thing right in 2024.
Yeah, but yeah.
You know about white people news than me.
Shout out to the newlyweds. We love to see love wins. Okay, that's what we all say. What else are white people doing? Alec and Hilaria Baldwin announced a new reality show.
Okay, new reality show. I'm about to say another baby. They got about 25 of them.
I know. They did address that in the announcement. It said no more babies. Yeah, they are going to do a reality show. Alex 66, Hilaria 40, introduced themselves in a joke about their sizable brood of 7 children. We got an excited announcement to share coming in 2025, and it's the Baldwins, and it's all their kids look like they acting rowdy, and Alex sitting on the couch next to some of the kids, and his wife holding one of the babies up. So, you know, shout out to Hilaria. She's one of the all-time scammers because she pretended to be Spanish, but she's really just a regular white girl.
Family and friends, and then came out was like, "Bitch, what is this? You was not Spanish."
What kind of siesta and stuff, bro?
She's like, "How you say, oh, cucumber?"
And she everybody's like, live on TV.
What are you talking about, woman? But yeah, they asked. We have an announcement to make. Looking alarmed, Alec responded, "Good God, no." And she said, "No, definitely not. We're done having kids." So they made a joke about it. They have 7 kids: Ilario, Catalina, Irina, Maria, Lucia, Victoria, Eduardo, Edu, Paul, Lucas, Romeo, Alejandro, David, or maybe David, Leonardo, Angel, Charles, or probably Angel, Raphael, Thomas, Carmen, Gabriella. It's Carmen Gabriella. So there you go, guys. She named all them kids, even though they just regular white. She named them super duper Spanish sounding names.
Gonna get them resumes thrown in the trash.
You speak Spanish? See.
Oh man. But you know, look, good for them. We love to hear it. Maya Hawke, who's Ethan Hawke's, I think, daughter. And I think
the actor
and Uma Thurman.
Yes, they both act.
Yes. She said nepotism played a role in her Once Upon a Time in Hollywood casting. So everyone's been getting on Nepo babies and all that stuff. But she said it's okay to be made fun of when you're in rarefied air. It's a lucky place to be. My relationships with my parents are really honest and positive, and that supersedes anything anyone can say about it. I got an audition for the project through the normal channels through my agents. I did audition in my bedroom with my dad. We sent in a tape to Quentin, and I got a call back, Quentin Tarantino. She was later teased for her remarks, which implied that she was cast in the movie based on skill alone. She said, "It's been wild. I've been wildly made fun of for this clip when I said on the red carpet that I auditioned. I never meant to imply that I didn't get the part for nepotistic reasons. I think I totally did." I think she people just want folks, I guess, to be honest about it, and there's really nothing you can say if a person like, my parents' names helped me get this job, and no, I'm not sorry, and I don't care.
Right, and you wouldn't be either.
Right.
A lot of black and brown and other just ain't in the position. That's why I wasn't mad with Will Smith and his son and daughter and stuff. Because I was like, Yeah, the few people that's able to do it, and everybody act like it's a fucking end of the world.
Right. They asked, did she feel like she deserved her success? She deserves is a complicated word. There's so many people who deserve to have this kind of life who don't, but I think I'm comfortable with not deserving it and doing it anyway. And I know that not doing it wouldn't help anyone. I saw 2 paths when I first started, and one of them was change your name, get a nose job, and go to open casting roles. So she said, nah, I'm good on that, homie. My parents is royalty. Give me a job.
Yeah, and people do it all the time. They might not be Hollywood, but they do it through their connections with lawyers, connections with doctors, like whatever it is. Like this happens all of the time. It just don't happen at the same level as it would in Hollywood, but those are okay for some reason.
Richard Dreyfuss slammed for alleged sexist and homophobic comments at Jaws screening.
Okay, another actor.
Yeah, he starred in Jaws.
Yeah.
Which is
we're gonna need. That's a different.
You don't need a bigger boat. That's it.
He's the one who said that.
Oh, I think. Oh yeah, I think he says that.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Or maybe that's that captain that say that.
Yeah.
Massachusetts theater is apologizing to its patrons who came to attend a screening of Jaws with star Richard Dreyfuss, but instead were subjected to alleged sexist and homophobic comments from the actor over Memorial Day weekend.
Right, a 40-something-year-old movie, sir. Get out of here.
It's crazy too, because like you can't do this at the theater. Everybody in there is gay.
No, right?
Like that's where you choose to be homophobic. That's an away game, homie.
Know,
right.
Attendees who's headed Saturday to the Cabot Theater in Beverly, Massachusetts for what was billed as an evening with Richard Dreyfuss and Jaws screening were likely anticipating some amusing, insightful anecdotes from the actor about the film and the classic. Instead, the Oscar winner went on a free-form rant that, according to social media posts from those in attendance, began while he was speaking about Barbara Streisand, and he moved it to his.
How did Barbara catch a stray?
I don't know. It then moved into his thoughts on trans youth and trans kids affirming their gender.
No.
And the Academy Awards new inclusion rules.
That's why they don't need to serve wine at those events.
Yeah, people said
wow.
on Twitter, came in to see Richard Dreyfuss had been canceled tonight after appearing on the Cabot in Beverly. And instead, the alternative title should have been An Evening of Misogyny and Homophobia with Richard Dreyfuss.
Yeah.
Disappointing, doesn't even begin to cover it. Someone said we walked out of his interview tonight along with hundreds of others because of his racist, homophobic, misogynistic rant. Damn, what was he saying?
I know, right?
They don't have no video?
How old is he?
Let's see. They probably had this at the beginning, right? Let's see.
It was like, and while we at it, that bitch Barbara Streisand. I'm like, sir,
give me another McCarthy. I will drink about.
Yeah, they don't say how old he is.
Somebody look it up. Hit me up on the chat. How old is Richard Dreyfuss?
Yeah, Richard Dreyfuss.
70s, 80s.
He's got to be, man.
He's 76.
Because once you cross over that like 65, 66 on the dub side, you like get all into that whole MAGA thing, you know, and everything makes sense, you know.
I guess he says in another video from the end of the Q&A, he speaks about his 2022 book, One Thought Scares Me. We teach our children what we wish them to know. We don't teach our children what we don't wish them to know. It's about the fact that 50 years ago, without telling anybody, they took civics out of the curriculum for all public schools in America, which means we have no knowledge of who the hell we are. If we don't get it back soon, we're all going to die. Make sure your kids are not the last generation of Americans. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. What does that mean?
He's talking about that great replacement. That's it.
You know what I'm talking about.
That's that great replacement theory right there. You know what I'm talking about. Make sure you're not the last group of Americans that took this shit from the engines.
Did he pull out his khaki shorts and citronella candles and say, you will not replace us at the end of this speech?
Exactly.
He also
he
also did a similar event at the Cabot Q&A, to the Cabot Q&A screen at the Music Hall in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Attendees also criticized him for his conduct and language there and described it as sexist and mean. In May 2023, he was on PBS. He talked about the Film Academy's inclusion rules. They make me vomit. No one should be telling me as an artist that I have got to give in to the latest, most current idea of what morality is. What are we risking? Are we really risking hurting people's feelings? You can't legislate that. You have to let life be life. And I'm sorry, I don't think there is a minority or majority in the country that has to be catered to like that. This is an art form. It's also a form of commerce and it makes money, but it's an art. And no one should be telling me as an artist that I have to give in to the latest, most current idea of what morality is.
Why do they keep inviting him to shit? Sound like he has a track record of this. Just when his name, somebody will be like, Richard, nope, he can't come. Why not? Nope. Google his name, he cannot come. Like, it ought to be somebody on the committee somewhere that when his name come up, it automatically gets struck down.
His son, Ben Dreyfus, jokingly tweeted, regarding my father, well, now you know why I refuse to give him the password to his own Twitter account for a decade. My dad and I disagree about lots of stuff, but it's a free country. People are allowed to have different opinions about stuff.
Then he says, another thing about my dad that I really didn't want to say, but fuck him.
Let's see, another one. The younger Dreyfus, who runs a Substack site named Calm Down, previously worked in audience development for the news brand Mother Jones, also critiqued a Daily Mail article that erroneously characterized his online comments and an initial joke he made when he wrote, wow, just looked at my phone, learned about discussing outrageous behavior from one of my relatives. The tweet was accompanied by an image of a woman who contextually seems to be Ben's sister and Richard's daughter, Emily Dreyfus, indicating she bought an Android phone. So he tried to make a joke out about it. Okay. Well, all right. Good for those white folks. Rob Snyder is still deeply offended by Will Smith slapping Chris Rock.
Child, if you don't get out of here with your racist ass.
He is MAGA. He said that Will Smith has been hiding the fact of who he really is, and it was exposed that night that he's really an asshole.
Okay. It's a lot of people just assholes and people still support them.
You would think Rob Snyder would be welcoming to the fold.
Will Smith is a twat.
Oh, I liked him.
Will Smith has been hiding the fact of who he really is, and it was exposed that night. That he's really an asshole. But I wasn't allowed to say anything at that time because we were part of the committee that was supposed to punish him.
And how do you punish him?
Wow, wait.
Wait, Rob Snyder's part of the committee that was punishing Will Smith for slapping Chris Rock? What is he doing in that room? Because it's not, if that's the Oscars, Rob Snyder has never been close to an Oscar. Like, unless he know a dude named Oscar, that's the closest he's ever been
And
to an Oscar.
And you coming out and saying this, you are no longer, if I'm on that board, you're no longer on the committee.
It's Rob Snyder. It's being trash and Oscar the Grouch is the closest he's come to an Oscar. He should not get to decide anyone's fate with Oscar committee.
Second, hang on.
I want to know
Will
what the punishment
Smith is like, for me, when I met him, right? I always
Like
say
the nicest,
yes.
most wonderful. He's a
Yeah.
liar. Complete, utter fraud. Will is a douchebag, and that's something that you can't. The thing is, that's how politically correct the Academy is.
Right.
That they were so cowardly. Because if I would have done that, they would have been hauled out the prison. But because they were so worried about being, racist. Violence is what it is, and what the color of your skin or your religion doesn't matter.
Sure.
If you commit a crime in front of other people, you get hauled out of there.
Yeah, but didn't you also sort of think, he's standing up for his missus? You didn't like that?
It doesn't matter. You can't hit another dude.
All right, that's Rob Snyder's thoughts on the subject. He's a guy that if Will was running for president and had some cases against him, maybe Rob wouldn't mind it so much.
Right.
Maybe that'd be a little bit different. But he got to say something. What's funny too is you never really hear anything about Rob Snyder being funny.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
His craft,
yeah.
his art.
I mean, he was a
an
comedian. He's an
actor.
actor. He was in comedic movies.
Adam Sandler.
He's a big friend of Adam Sandler.
Yeah, and on
so
the low-
Adam puts him in his movies.
Yeah, and on the low, he's been on less and less with him as years went on. Adam just kind of slowly separated himself. He used to be on everything Adam did at one period of time.
All right, let's see. Any more white people news before I move into the last segment? You know what? Kendall Jenner and Bad Bunny caught sneaking out of a hotel after dinner date in Miami. So,
Hey now.
Maybe he is blacker than I thought. If the Kardashian clan want to get up with him,
Is that why dude want to start the race war at the concert?
probably. You
There you
know?
go. You hit the nail on the
It's
head.
good to
Found
also
that.
see the Kardashians diversifying. You know, they had a lot of stock in black dudes for a while, but
They did.
you gotta mix it up, man. You starting to get one note.
Mm.
All right, let's get into guess the race.
Mm.
It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race.
All right, guess the race time. You know what it is. Go around the globe and find different articles. Guess the race of the people involved. Today's contestants are Karen and my dad, and of course the chat room plays along, and everybody is racist. All right, here we go. Bakery thief does yoga before getting caught for stealing croissants from a bakery.
Oh shit, gotta be flexible.
A woman in Australia was filmed doing yoga and stretching exercise in front of a bakery right before the crime was committed inside the shop. It occurred earlier this month. It was no ordinary break-in. A woman dressed entirely in black was captured in the bakery surveillance camera engaging in an unexpected yoga and stretching routine. After a warm-up, she allegedly broke into the bakery around 3 a.m., making off with a variety of items, including croissants. The bakery in an Instagram post expressed its shock at the audacious break-in. It even found humor in the situation, suggesting that the croissants might have enticed the woman into a crime. We were quite surprised when we saw the security footage from a recent break-in in our bakery headquarters.
Right. Who thinks they're like, what do you want? Them buttery croissants. They worth $1 million.
I know, right?
Seemed like yoga is a must before a break-in. A few things were stolen, including some croissants, which were clearly too tempting for this flexible burglar. The woman made off with a peculiar assortment of items, including croissants, a pair of shoes, an iPad, and cleaning products. The outlet also reported that she was charged with theft, burglary, and going equipped to steal, and was subsequently released on bail. She will appear before the Melbourne Magistrates Court in May. Guess the race.
Hey, going equipped
White.
to steal?
Mm-hmm.
What does she have? A tutu on or whatever?
She had all that black burglar stuff.
Okay. You know what? This got to be a white chick.
All right, let's check the chat room.
Yeah.
I'm not entitled to these. White.
Oh no.
Right. May I speak to a manager? You know.
Yeah.
Let's see if anybody. It's a little slow in the chat right now with the guesses. 53% white. White. Stole croissants with her Starbucks cup. Yoga pants. White.
Word.
Yeah. Were they Lululemon? How will we know? As white as the cream on that cream puff, cream pie. White. Lululemon. White. The correct answer is white. Y'all got it.
That was a little too easy. You need something a little more cream on it. You know, that was a little too easy.
That's her doing the stretching before
my
breaking in. And then they also had a video on Instagram for it too. That's her doing the routine. They sped it up, but she's legit doing yoga.
Yeah,
like that's not. She forgot her pad and the rolling pin thing, but
doing all the poses.
Yeah,
I wonder how she
didn't have no mat.
I wonder how she got into place.
Right. She just walked in through the open door,
slid in through the one of those yoga, you know, like a cat slides in through a little hole or something.
She was like, I saw at the end, like she just walked in.
Oh,
like,
wow.
What's up with the security?
I know, right?
All right, let's go to the next one. And what are we gonna do here?
Donut downward dog.
That's
I know about
hilarious.
downward dog. I have a customer one time who was into. She's a personal trainer, and she was outside flexing when I was working. And I said, "What are you doing?" She said, "Downward dog." I said, "Okay."
Duo busted for sex on the beach. The act, not the drink.
How you know both wasn't happening?
Anastasia Kretcher and Alexander Dillman, both the same race, were arrested. She's 19, he's 26. After lifeguards reportedly saw them having sex in front of families and other beach goers.
Oh, damn.
Well, kids got to learn somehow, Karen. One lifeguard reported that Kretcher and Dillman had intercourse for approximately 15 minutes near his watch tower.
Damn. 15 minutes?
He was timing it.
Could you imagine somebody, you just going, let me be sure everything's all right? Yeah. What is this?
Yeah. Well, I'm saying if he knows it was 15 minutes, he was watching the whole time.
Yes.
So you suppose, why didn't you get down out of the seat and break it down? Was you like, I'll give him 5 more minutes? Okay, just a little more.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, God.
Busted.
All right, I got to go get these guys now. I take a quick nap. The other lifeguard said that he observed the male's erect penis penetrating the female's vagina. He's a pretty technical guy.
He had a close-up camera.
Yeah.
He was like, no, they was having sex, y'all.
Yeah.
He's like, hold on. We need to get this accurate description. This is not anal intercourse.
Yeah.
This is not,
I can't be sure. Let me zoom in and slow down, slow motion. Crutcher and Dillman left the beach after being contacted by one of the lifeguards. The pair was busted after a sheriff's deputy encountered them on the top of a nearby stairwell in complete nudity. They must have been taken to the stairs.
Yeah.
While Crutcher denied having sex on the sand, she reportedly said the pair left the beach to find somewhere more private.
You're naked on, is it a nude beach? If not, why are you naked on the beach?
They were charged with indecent exposure, a misdemeanor, and booked into the Volusia County Jail, where they remained behind bars. Dillman was also charged with resisting arrest for allegedly refusing to get into a squad car. Crutcher is facing an aggravated battery count for an earlier incident where she allegedly struck a female acquaintance with a metal beach umbrella tube. The victim told cops that Crutcher was known as Molly and had acted belligerent and exposed herself to beachgoers all day.
Oh, so she had been out there acting a fool.
Sound like she was on some Molly.
In May, Crutcher was arrested following a bloody altercation with a male friend. The victim told cops that his relationship with Crutcher had been of a sexual nature, and they filmed adult videos together. However, neither party views their relationship as dating. The man claimed that Crutcher bit him in the groin and punched him in the head. While the bite caused significant injury to his genitals, the victim told police he did not believe it caused any permanent damage. Battery and aggravated assault charges were dropped when prosecutors declined to pursue a case against Crutcher, who recently moved to Florida from her family's Ohio home. Guess the race of Anastasia Crutcher and Alexander Dillman.
Everybody's white.
Karen's going, everybody is white. Dad.
And the police caught people. Now I got to deal with ass cheeks and sand in my squad car.
That's right. Not to mention sand in the butt. Man, I'm gonna have to go with this all the way white folks. Right.
All right. Trey says, shout out to OnlyFans White.
Yeah.
She let him beach that bum, White.
That's hilarious.
Triple X White folks. Don't wash the sand out their ass, White.
Oh no.
Gonna have sunburn in the wrong places, White. So it looks like everyone's going white. The correct answer is Anastasia. And this is a picture of them.
Anastasia.
And I mean, they look like they have a good time.
Yeah.
You know, she's still smiling, you know. He's got that weird.
Where they find them clothes?
I don't know. I mean, they must have had clothes at some point. They just was on the stairs naked when they caught them.
Had that boner.
Yeah. But hey, good for them. You know, we love to see people getting it in. Ain't love grand. Let's go to the bonus round. Both of y'all are 2 for 2. So
I'm not gonna put love on display, but not like this.
Are you racist? How can I be racist about anybody or anything in my life? How can I?
Call them niggas. Just call them niggas.
It's time to get the race.
Gold chains, fried chicken, biscuit eating, monkey, big baboon, big diamond, fast rock, high jump, spear chucking, 360-degree basketball.
all right. Hopefully y'all can hear this. I gotta play it on a different browser. But a former Lakeland McDonald's employee is accused of robbing the fast food restaurant. Returning to the scene of the crime, I guess.
A former employee is now charged with robbing a Lakeland McDonald's. Let me break down what happened for you on South Florida Avenue Sunday. Lakeland PD says Aisha Williams entered the fast food joint with a gun and forced employees to the back of the store. She took their phones. She demanded money. And after she got the cash and gave workers their phones back, she left. Employees told police that despite the fact that she was wearing a mask at the time, They were able to recognize her based on her mannerisms and her stature. And 30 minutes later, she was found driving in a Lakeland neighborhood. Police found the money and the mask in her car, and Williams later confessed to the robbery.
How you gonna rob people that know you at the place you used to work? Like, come on.
And took the phones and gave them back.
They know it's you.
Yeah, it's like, look, I know you. I'm gonna get your phones back.
Right.
You know?
It's like, Aisha, that's you. Yeah. Just shut up, Lamont, and give me the money. Hell's wrong with y'all? I'm not fucking playing with you, shut okay? Up, you think I'm your 4-year-old daughter, Sasha? This ain't a game. All right, guess the race. Aisha Williams. Karen's going black.
Give me some order fries, a hamburger, and 2 iPhones to go black.
All right, let's check the chat room. They said dumb and white. Set it off gone wrong, black.
Very wrong.
Set it off black. Very N-wordish thing to do, black, says Jane. A lot of black on this one. Didn't hear her name, black. The correct, okay, he's switching his to black. Okay, negress. Okay, everyone goes black now. So forget that first guess. So you all got it right. She's black.
Aisha.
Right.
Stop it.
Aisha, come on. This ain't me. Now get this. Give me the money.
We know that.
I
don't know who that is.
After she got done, she's like, what, do you still get off at 7 a day? What you doing after this?
You know the manager know where you live. You had to put your information in order to get paid.
Right. Yep. Man, she must have really needed that money.
Somebody said she did that shit.
Right.
Yeah, she did.
They knew it was her because when she came in, she clocked in first.
Oh, yeah, right. Right.
Gotta make sure I get these hours. All right, sword ratchet this time.
Yeah. Here it comes. Got it.
All right. Let's get to this last story, everybody. A man grilling in shopping cart using sword as... Wait, did we do this one already?
I don't know.
He used a sword as a skewer?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay, all right. Forget this one. All right.
I remember that one, yes.
Why is that one still in there?
I want to know, what was he cooking? Some chicken?
It's probably some pigeons. If you bought them chickens...
I don't think there was
with tails on them. A sword-wielding man evades Oregon State Police, remains at large. Oh man, y'all got tricked by a sword wielder in 2024. Say it ain't so, cops. Okay, update. He's been captured. Okay, he hid in a porta potty.
Oh no,
no, it's a real shitty situation.
Real shitty.
Ooh, they definitely smelled him a mile away.
Said we tired of your bullshit. I feel like I read this one too.
If you did, we can do another one.
I feel like I read this. Why is it showing me stuff we did already? Okay, let me refresh because something. Okay, here's this definitely new. I know we ain't did this. Laughing gas sword.
Okay.
Police are searching for a man accused of inhaling nitrous oxide and swinging a sword near Terwilliger Hot Springs of Eugene over the weekend.
No.
Deputies responded to the hot springs Saturday morning, but the suspect was gone. No one was injured by the sword. I just picture him like the dentist in Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah. I think
now say, oh,
I vision him as one of the Joker's victims.
You don't know who you're messing with.
Yes, that's my jam.
He'll be a dentist. Deputy spotted 33-year-old Andrew Dimmick in a vehicle. He sped away on Forest Service Road before he being stopped by downed trees.
Was he laughing at him?
Right. Yeah. You'll never catch me, coppers. Huh? Dimmick ran into the forest. Despite a search with K9s, he couldn't be found. Dimmick is 6'4" tall, 175 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes.
Oh, you said later on they caught him? Yeah.
No, this is a different dude. He got away.
Wow, 6'4" and just disappeared.
And they know who he is.
Right.
Yeah.
They probably think he Bigfoot if you spot him in the
6'4", yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
With a
oh,
sword.
Bigfoot got a sword now.
Yeah.
But yeah, good luck to everybody out there. Dad, thanks for being here again and being there all my life.
Yes, sir. I
and all that
appreciate the
stuff.
Beautiful card you guys
Enjoy-
gave me with this
enjoy your
fishing motif, you know.
Yeah.
Did you want to
into
read it?
fishing and everything. Well, I won't bore the chat room with it, but I'll put it on my mantle at the crib.
All right.
You know, you guys know I like to fish a lot. You know, I love you guys. I love what you do.
Thank you.
I love the fact that you're self-sufficient. You don't come around the house borrowing no damn money. That's how we
Being beggars.
That's the number one sign that you've been a successful parent when they don't come and ask you for no money.
And good luck filleting some fish
I
or
will.
killing some snakes or whatever you got, or fighting off a white man. Whatever you got, whatever you need the sword for. I ain't asking.
Lake
You know.
Valley catfishing. Yep.
All right, y'all. We'll be back
Appreciate
throughout the week. We appreciate y'all. Until next time, I love you.
I love you too.
Love you. Goodbye, chat room.
Bye, everybody. Have a good rest of your